Hey guys, just before we get into today's Life at Leeds episode, if you want to call it that, I just want to show you Liam Bridcutt here. Literally, if you take aside, I'll put aside the last season scoring 5 goals. He scored 2 goals in like 10 years, call it. Right, and he did score 5 goals. This pre-season he scored 4 goals already. Just before I show you something special, this is him here. He's got finishing of 6. Long shots of 6, technique of 11 maybe. That's the one saving grace for him. But just have a look at this. Yes, that's right. Liam Bridcutt is capable of a Paolo Di Canio special. 6 long shots. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Life at Leeds with me, GWFM. If you joined us last time, you will know that we got promoted, spoilers, to the Premier League. We finished 2nd place, we won our last game 5-1, beating Newcastle to the punch. And I just want to go through a little bit of a end of season review. There's a few things that's happened in the short time in between. I say short time, it's taken absolutely ages to go through and do all the friendlies as well as making loads of transfers, because it has been transfers. But before we get into that, I just want to highlight a few things that happened. I'm not going to go too much in depth, just maybe just like the top 2 people for each thing. We're going to start with the actual total apps. So we've got David Farauni, who made 41 appearances, 3 off the bench, followed by Big Ken, the big signing, centre-back signing at the beginning of last season, made 40 appearances. So, and you can see, obviously you can pause it, have a look at the rest. Moving on, we have Zach Clough with the leading goal scorer with 21 goals, with Sam Gallagher getting 11 goals. Quite a decent spread, but again, pause it and have a look. Assist charts, quite a lot really. Stuart Dallas getting 17 and Farauni getting 14. It's a great return really from the right hand side. You could say left hand side with Dallas, but he's played in both positions. The best average rating, we'll discard Jack Van in this situation here, but Carl Bartley, I think he actually did get the highest average rating, but yet didn't win the Player of the Season. And Stuart Dallas, who did win the Player of the Season, got the same 7.43 average rating, which is absolutely fantastic. Going into key passes, the top 2, Zach Clough and Chris Wood, 47 and 40 respectively. Key headers, you're looking at Carl Bartley and Big Ken. Carl Bartley with 106 and Big Ken with 77. No one else anywhere near that amount. Key tackles, Big Ken and Bartley, not to be unexpected, the 2 centre-backs. And the 2 big mistake makers were Big Ken and Ronaldo Vieira. So a great return, I think, overall. We did enough to get up, so it was a fantastic end to the season, really, because it was very nervy going to the last game of the season in 2nd place, but we managed to do it. Just a final look at the table. As you can see, 2nd, we got 26 goals. In the entire season, we finished 2nd, of course. 26 goals, 11 losses and 9 draws, 49 plus 49 goal difference. It was absolutely outstanding, really. Best by quite some distance, actually. And if you look in the average ratings, 3 Leeds players, Bartley, Dallas and Angelino. Assist charts, Dallas and Farauni there, of course, with Bongonda, the only one otherwise. And Dwight Girl, keeping out Zach Clough, you would say, getting 21 goals, although Clough probably got some in the cup. So yeah, very pleasing indeed. So just going into the end of the season awards, and Farauni did get 1st place, of course, with Bartley finishing 2nd and Dallas 3rd, surprisingly. Roof got the goal of the season against Carlisle. Daniel Bentley got the signing of the season for 4 million, which I did think that was a bit surprising. But, never mind. I thought Carl Bartley might have got it, seeing as he signed permanently. A young player of the year, age 24, of course. For some reason, that seems to be deemed as a young player. Hadisako. Dallas, as I said there, before, player of the year. And, can't even win the club's player of the year, so never mind. Angelino got the best young player of the year as well, which was fantastic as well. Worth noting, it won't be on the transfer thing, because this is just going to be literally just a quick end of the season highlights. End of the season, video part of that, well, a little part of that, and then the rest of it is going to be the transfers. If you don't want to be, I know you've probably watched this far already, but if you were hoping for a game, you're not going to get one this video. You'll probably get one on the next video. Well, you probably get I might do a double live content first game of the season, so yeah, join us for that later. But for now, let's just finish off these end of the season awards, and we'll jump straight to the transfers because that's what everyone wants to see. But also, what you might want to see is we got the Manager of the Year in the Championship, so absolutely fantastic, to be fair, with my Chinese-looking guy, because I was squinting in the sun when I took my picture, but never mind. The best players in the Team of the Year, I think we had seven. 4 defenders all across the back line. Mo on the left, Dallas on the right, and Zach Clough up top, so fantastic. Basically, we're just going to show you exactly what's been going on. I've hidden the players and the amounts, you know, in the respective columns for the players that have gone in. But if you look to the right hand side, just to quickly point out a few players that have actually left the club, you might be able to see the ones that were most notable anyway. You've got Luke Ayling and Kamar Roof at the top right hand corner. Luis Lopez, he's gone as well. And you know, all for fees, decent fees as well. Chris Wood has gone, might seem a bit of a surprise. The thing is with Chris Wood is, it was decent, but he was deemed a 2.5-star player. And if you look at his goal tally, yes, he got 17 in our first season, but he only got 10 goals last season, which I did think was a little bit disappointing, despite his average rating being 7.31. But no, he's done his job. He's got us up, and he's got us a bit of a fee as well. Actually made money on him. So that is very nice indeed. You'll also see that Solomon Dakara has gone as well. He's gone for 3 million to Pescara. You know, again, he just didn't really score enough goals. Louis Coyle has gone. He spent a couple of years out on loan. Got 650 grand. He's gone to one of our rivals, Millwall. Bit sad to see him go, but he was never going to develop into anything worthwhile in the Premier League. I think if we'd have stayed down, he'd have probably stayed and got himself a place in the first team. Calvin Phillips has gone out on loan. He's not going to be deemed good enough, it seems. Tyler Denton, another young prospect, he's gone as well. And all the rest of them like either freebies for people that aren't really that good, with the exception of Giuseppe Belushi. He did agreed terms with Espanyol like ages ago. Other than that, it's just mainly loanees. A few players that have that signed over the last couple of years. Now, onto the newbies. Now we'll start with the freebie that we got first. We're starting in order of monetary value. So we've got Lucas Piazon. Someone correct me in the comments. I've got him because he covers a multitude of different positions. There has been a slight tweak in tactics. I'll get onto that shortly before the game. Bless his cotton socks, because he's probably been wearing not cotton socks because he's got blisters. At the minute anyway, but we'll go into that later. But yes, he covers a lot of different positions. 3-star player at the minute, potentially 3.5-star by the end of his time, which is deemed like a decent Premier League player. But I've mainly got him because he covers, like I say, he's versatile, covers a lot of different positions, and will do a job as well. Then we started by getting some youngsters in, and this was the first one I'm going to show you, just coming for just less than 20 grand. Promising striker, he's got a lot of potential, needs a lot of work, particularly his determination needs work on. It's only 4 at the moment, so that's definitely something to look at. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The next youngster, bear in mind I signed all these youngsters in the January transfer window, and they were poised to join, I think just after the transfer window, and they're poised to join July the 1st, so they've only just recently come. I did sign him in mind for the Championship. So this guy's only got 3.5-star potential ability, maybe not as good as what I thought, but the fact that he's been injured for most of pre-season, basically, he's still injured now, 3 to 5 weeks. But he's cost us 50 grand. Again, it was another striker / maybe potential left-hand side player. But yeah, again, got some promise. Is he going to fulfill it? Probably not. If we can make a little bit of money from him, then I'll be happy. I don't know what happened to my voice there. I sounded like I was just turning 13 again. Next on the list is Tim Irastam. This guy is coming from Hammarby for 70 grand. And again, 4-star potential ability. Came in when he finally joined, he had a 6-month injury. Fantastic. So he's probably going to be one that doesn't do anything. But he's valued already at 165k, so we'll have to wait and see. He's very determined. His determination, teamwork and work rate was what stood out, as well as his first touch speed, and pretty handy as well for centre of the park. So a lot of work to be done on him. Obviously, he's not going to be able to progress while he's injured, but we'll have to wait and see. Then our final youth prospect was a right midfielder with a view to trying to create him into a wide midfielder. Again, showed promise. Teamwork stood out for me. Crossing and his work rate and technique weren't that bad, as well as his natural fitness and acceleration. But he needs a lot of work. The next up in terms of monetary fees is Javi Manquillo. There's no any comments. You know, looks very, very handy. Right back, ideal replacement for Ayling. We've got Frowney now and Manquillo. Someone let us know, please. Look very, very handy, and he's only going to improve. He's potentially going to be a 4-star player. He's only got this year to try and fulfil that promise, but he still looks a very good player. We've got transfer listed by Inter Milan, £2.2 million. I thought that was an absolute steal for a guy this quality. Bear in mind we've got 1.4 for Ayling. I call that 800 grand for a far better player. No disrespect to Ayling, because he's been absolutely class in real life. Then next is actually a youngster who looks absolutely shit up. Not going to sugarcoat it at all. 16-year-old when I signed him. We signed him for 2.3 million, rising to 2.9. He can play practically any role in the central midfield. It's definitely what drew me towards him. Played quite a few games in the friendlies and done okay. But look at those attributes. Just look at them. You know, teamwork 17, vision 16. Determination 16, and then 12s and 13s. So someone who is 17-year-old. Czech Republic, believe it or not, I was looking for, you know, when you have a bit of a nostalgia like fest in your head, and you think, oh, I remember this really good player, but I can't remember his name. It was actually Lubos Kaluda. I don't know if anyone remembers him. He was a right midfielder, attacking right midfielder, and he just scored for fun. I was looking for him. I was just searching, and all of a sudden, I just saw this guy. And said, let's have a look. It says key player. Not key player, hot prospect in like one of the teams, and I just clicked on him and I thought, I've got to have him. I've got to have him. Look how good he is. Look, he had wanted. He had I think he had I can't remember what the teams were. They were after him. There was someone like Barcelona, and I think it was Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern were all after him. I thought, I've got to go for him now. He's going to be an absolute world beater. So that's exactly what I've done. He doesn't have a release clause either, so, and I just think this guy is going to be absolutely fantastic as he gets older. I might call him Father Gabriel because of Walking Dead. We'll have to wait and see. Again, let us know in the comments. Then the next in line was Jerome Onguene, I want to say his name is. Might call him Jerome Flynn or Bronn from Game of Thrones, I don't know yet. He got relegated with Sochaux Montbay, I think that's how you say it, FC Sochaux. I just remember him being called Sochaux, I don't remember the Montbay, but anyway. They got relegated from France, and he had a minimum, relegation release clause is 4.7 million. And I needed another centre back. Lopez, I don't think was going to cut it. That's why I sold him. And this guy, I just had a look, I scouted him. He's got potentially 5-star potential ability. He's 20-year-old, and at 3.5-star now. I thought, you know what? He's actually not bad. You look at everything there. He's not really got a weakness. Composure, decisions, 12. That's still not that bad. Obviously, Premier League standard, it's not, but we'll have to wait and see. He's 6'4" as well. Another animal, which is exactly what you need in defence, in my opinion. Already valued at 8 million as well, so I can't be happy with that signing. It has to be said. And then moving on to the first of our two marquee signings, and the first one is Mateus Pereira. Again, help us out. And yeah, he just looks awesome, doesn't he, really? Without being spectacular, but it's the potential as well. He's 20 years old, Brazilian. We're signing from Empoli for 50 million, potentially rising to 18. But yeah, his all-round game is very, very strong. Barring his tackling and marking, positioning, all the defensive side of his game. And yeah, you might have noticed that he can't play right mid or left mid, and can only just play in central midfield. That's kind of because of the change in tactics. Again, we'll go into that shortly. We've only got one more marquee signing after this, but yeah, that's Mateus Pereira. Then finally, probably overspent on this guy perhaps, but I know how good this guy was on last year's FM16. My friend who might be making a comeback, Fry Badger, he had him on his own personal save when he got Colchester to the Premier League, and he signed this guy, Moussa Dembele, and he turned out to be an absolute animal, an absolute beast. Now, I've been playing with a target man and deep line forward / false nine like last 2 seasons, and ideally I wanted a complete forward, and the fact that this guy's got a complete forward chart and can still play as a false nine, not completely, means he covers both sides of the attack, which is what we're going to be doing. But yeah, it's 4-star ability, 4-star potential. Apparently it's fulfilled his potential, because I'm pretty sure that was 5-star when I signed him. But yeah, 22 million. Moussa Dembele joins us. He's on the most money at the club, 57 grand, and he's on a 5-year deal. So if anyone does want to prize him away, it's going to cost a lot. I think he has a minimum fee release clause. He does 28.5 million, but that should see us recoup all that. So that is all our transfers that have come in. 10 in all. First teamers, you'd say probably 5, maybe 6 with the youngster Father Gabriel. In fact, I'm going to change his name. So before we end this video, I'm just going to show you the tactics change. And this is it, basically. Will be the team that starts against Spurs, which is who we've got first. We'll show you the... in fact, I've just realised I haven't shown you the results of the friendlies. I do want to show you them. I'm not going to go too much into depth. I've already shown you one of the goals anyway. But... yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same, except for the wingers are pushed up and they're inside forwards. And they've got slightly different settings, individual settings, because, like for instance, Dallas here, they've got all this lot on. And one of these, I think it's cut inside with the ball. It was before it was run wide with the ball, and you can't obviously get rid of that. But it seems to have worked quite well. And that's why, like I say, I've got these more advanced players. Dallas already could cover there. The one concern is that we've got Moa who can kind of play up there. I've started retraining him already. As a advanced playmaker, he might be able to do something there, because I do have a backup. A backup tactic, which is one that I used with Easter last season. If you remember the last season before FM17 came out, I played with this tactic in particular, but a switcheroo. Advanced playmaker and roaming playmaker on the right hand side, inside forward on the other, and box to box. But and obviously the attack one. It's my go-to safety one, I think. If things are going tough, that's what I'm going to be using. So against like the big boys, like the Chelseas, the Scums, the Liverpool, that's probably what I'll be using. But I'm probably going to be using this, and it's been so effective, as you can see here. Look at that sea of green. Apart from the last one, that little blip at the end. But I'm just going to go into like the hardest game, believe it or not, was against my own players. A lot of youngsters, couple like fringe players. I've just realised I need to show you something else. But yeah, not to go too much into depth. You can kind of see what's happened there. But then look at this. I mean, it's Juve Campinense. They are an amateur club, but I've not had a result like this. 16-0. To the point where I'm actually going to show the stats. No shots against, 42 with 22 on target. It was absolutely crazy. Every highlight bar, I think, we even had more highlights where we didn't score. But we had about 18 highlights and scored 16 of them. And not since, I think it was 2007, 8 FM. I remember signing Angel Di Maria. And I think it was Wolves, I think, at the time. And... I remember playing, I think it was something like Geysers, and when we beat them 18-0. Never have I ever come anywhere near as close to that as with that particular result there. I don't know how much to read into it, because it is an amateur club, but you go into the next games. Ferreira's another amateur club, 7-0, not quite as effective, but still the same amount of chances roughly. Belenenses, they're not a bad side. They are, yeah, they've been like a regular for the last 5 seasons in the top division in Portugal, and we absolutely paggered them 6-0, and you saw the goal from Bridcutt, so, it wasn't exactly against an amateur goalkeeper is what I'm trying to say. Accrington, only 4-0, but again we created a hell of a lot of chances. Las Palmas, complete with a player that I was interested in, but it's since gone to chuffing Liverpool. Chuffing Cockstain. Where is he? Lemos. Look at this guy. I thought, oh god, this is going to be a tough game, this. He looks pretty handy. No, 7-0. So moving on, we had Atalanta, which arguably you could say at this point was our toughest task, and it was quite a tough game to be fair, but eventually we broke them down. We got 3 late goals, 5 different scores. That was very pleasing. Savona were next, who were not a nothing team, but not to be disrespectful, but they're nothing like these two coming up. 3-1 win away. Maseratese. Let's go with that. Another 3-1 win, quite comprehensive again against a team of like amateurs or semi-pros at least. And then a real true test. I thought last 2 games, because I don't want to be overconfident. You might be thinking, why have we got 12 friendlies? And that's a question I got asked actually by Richard Davis, Football Manager Zone, and he said, well, it wasn't really a question. When I told him, he said, 12? I'm like, well, yeah, because you rotate the players. If you've noticed while I've been clicking on these, the players have changed. Get everyone like 6 games a piece-ish, thereabouts. And it also brings in money as well. But Inter Milan went with our strongest available team because we only had our second choice and fourth choice centre-backs, and we managed to win 2-1. Barbosa, what a player he is. And that was a strong side that played against us in that. We did get a late winner thanks to Big Ken from a corner, but we deserved it. We slightly edged the game, which was quite pleasing. Dortmund, though, however, we had to rely on a late equaliser. Literally the last kick of the game. It was the last kick of the game. Lucas Pizon getting on the back end of a cross from Jordan Larson, because he's come back from his loan. They wanted to loan him again, but I said no. I wanted him in my team. And yeah, that leaves us in a really good place. But the one thing before we do actually go, because I've waffled on far too long, is I just want to show you the finances, because it's actually better. We were about 12 million in debt. It's going up. However, I don't know if any eagle-eyed people have noticed. I'm not entirely sure why that's gone down, but that was on about 2.7 million, so I don't know what's happened. But yeah, wage budget 483,000. We're spending nearly 600,000, so like 111,000 over. So as a result, I cannot renew any contracts, and the people that do worry me at the minute in terms of getting contracts expired. Well, one is Ronaldo Vieira. It's not to do with expiration. It is more the fact that if I have a look at his contract, he's got a minimum fee release clause from last season of 12.75 million, and he's valued at 1 million less at that. So he's probably going to go unless I can sort something out. I'm hoping we're going to earn enough money in over the month so I can offer new contracts to these. We've got our new regen guy here, who we got in his first youth intake. He's out of contract in the summer, and he's wanted, but it's more, it's transfer from Hibs and Portsmouth want to loan him. He's going to be good, by the way, I reckon. There's one or two others that are just going to be out of contract, so I just couldn't do it to get them in. Other players to mention, we've got Angelino in for another season on loan. Obviously, he's not going to be able to play against Man City, but never mind. We'll just have to take him for the team in terms of playing Matty Downing. He can have a game in that game particularly. Cannot sell this guy. Offered him out for nothing. Offered to pay about 20% of his wages. No one wants him. Same went with what's his face, Calvin Phillips, but he ended up going out on loan. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. Adi Sakho's coming as well, just mainly as backup because he did quite well in terms of his average ratings and assists and whatever. So I thought I'll keep him. And that is probably going to be it for this video. The next game obviously is going to be Tottenham. I'm probably going to do Tottenham and QPR in the next video, double live com to look forward to. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, why not press that like button? If you're new, please subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you continue to join me on this journey. Because obviously the main objective was to get Leeds in the Premier League. We've done that. However, we've got to get them back in the Champions League at least, and then maybe dare to dream, get a Premier League title under his belt, because it's been a while, hasn't it? Champions League glory as well. We are the Champions League of Europe, and we were robbed all those years ago. For those that don't know, in the 70s, a dodgy official. It was proven afterwards. And yeah, basically it'd be nice to put that right and finally get a Champions League win. But that is I think if we do get to that point, I probably will stop this series and maybe start something else. But I can't see that happening anytime soon, so we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully, like I said, you'll join us for it. And until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.